This is my music event plan. The proposal is we're trying to make money. The target audience for this event is teenagers, and the event overview would be an evening concert, and it will be held in Dreamland in Margate. I will advertise my event through social media and putting up posters around like the local area and stuff like that. And I'll release the tickets on June the 1st, and then the date of my event will be the 5th of July, which is on a Friday. The venue for my event is Dreamland, and if this is unavailable, I could also use the Margate main stand, which will, it will require additional security because obviously it's a public beach and it's a public area. My potential bands and artists would be Shy Effects as the main act, and then Serum would be the backup main act. And then the supporting act would be K Motions. The running order, the venue will open at 6 p.m. And the warm-up act will be 6, like when it will start while people are coming in. And then the main act will start from 6, and then it will finish at 11, and then doors close at 7. So yeah. The people that I will need to help run the event will be the security, ticket people, sound tech and light tech, and then I'll need all of the equipment that you would normally need in a concert of this type. My risk assessment would be people getting trampled, could be a potential risk, fire, and potentially people fighting. And then I have like the property which may be damaged, and what's already in place to control the risks, and then how moderate or high the risk is. And then my stage design. This is what some of the stage designs will look like. For example, some might be in like quite a small space, and then so like the artists are quite close to the crowd. So you like the crowd feels more involved with the with the artist, and but then at the same time it could have a feel where you're quite far away at the exact same time. My budget and funding. My venue hire at least 10 grand, at most 10 grand. Artist fees are 30,000, and then sound tech, lighting tech, and sound equipment are all included in the venue hire. And then I'd spend £500 on security and 100 on the St John's ambulances, and then the total cost would be 40,600. My legal and ethical issues. In the past, artists would often sample portions of existing songs without obtaining proper permissions or licenses. This led to legal battles and copyright infringement claims. To resolve this, striker copyright laws have been enforced, requiring artists to obtain clearance or licenses for sampling copyright material. With the rise of music streaming platforms, artists and songwriters have raised concerns about the fair compensation for their work. In response, organisations like the Music Producers Guild and the Featured Artists have advocated for fair royalties and transparency in streaming, as even that this doesn't link directly to it, but it can, it sort of correlates. And then legal battles and negotiations have obviously resulted in that sort of stuff. But that is my presentation and my event plan. Thank you.
I think your last slide suggests you might want to be a lawyer, do you?
No, not really. No, it was just, I don't know, I just put it on there because it was one of the criteria.
Yeah, I think you did very well, and and it's nice to see Dreamland being chosen as people's preferred venue, because we've lived down there now, or I've lived there for 7 years, and it's had a bit of a hit and miss history in terms of the artists they've had, but Live Nation have taken it over now. We're one of the big event companies.
Because for example, I've gone to a couple raves there where they've held it there, and it's been really good. So I was like, I could.
Live Nation have got a really good summer list of artists there. Yeah. On your way through there, I didn't get. how many tickets you were going to sell and at what price?
I forgot. It will probably be around 500 to 1,000 people. Yeah.
And have you got a target price?
The tickets will be. I forgot to write this. The tickets
no, don't worry about it. It's all right.
The tickets will be like £50.
Yeah.
But then obviously the later you buy them, the more they will go up. Like, so if you get them when they first come out, they'll probably be like 35.
Yeah.
And then depending on when you buy them will depend on the price.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Just a couple of comments on your timings there. If you're opening the doors at 6, don't have the first artist on at 6.
Yeah.
I was just saying to Yasmin before, give people time to get into the venue, do what they need to do, and then bring them on. If it's a smallish show for 1,000 people, then probably half an hour would do them. But if you've got any more than that, you might like to think an hour.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay.
And you were closing the doors at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
There's always somebody who turns up late, so whether you need to stipulate you're going to close the doors at 7 or not, I think what you could say for certain artists, you will close down the entry system and put some security on it, so that if people do turn up late, I'm not suggesting this, there's some artists who attract people who will try and break through the doors.
Yeah.
So if you don't have your security on, they'll make their way in. So there may be a reason for closing the entrance at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then you put your security there. But if somebody genuinely turns up with a ticket, you would just have to think of a system of letting them through. And if it is going to be a show where you're likely to attract maybe a difficult audience, then that really should be in your health and safety planning as well.
Okay.
And you also said it was for teenagers. The same goes like
more security.
with Yasmin, you may need to increase your security. Your security costs for people and St John's was a little bit on the low side.
Okay.
So I don't know how many people you need at Dreamland, but say you need 50 security guys or girls. You need to sit down and think, if they're getting paid £15 an hour and they're there from 4 o'clock to get briefed to 12 o'clock before they disperse, you can quite easily work out how much it's going to cost you for security.
Yeah. Okay.
But otherwise, well done.
Alright, thank you.